Okay. Is that right, Sadie? Okay. All right. Checking out. So thanks to everybody who came out for Viewers Night last night. It was very fun. If you missed it, you'd like to come back in. It's every Sunday around the same time, usually starting between 10 or 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you are a channel member, you're welcome to come out and play with us. It's also pretty fun, even if you aren't a supporting member, just to watch me play something other than, you know, Rakan or Janna. And support. So we played some Misfortune, some Cassiopeia. I think we had a Caitlyn game in there. But it was pretty fun to mix it up there for a few nights. Or for a night, rather. Hey, what's up, Demon Soul? What's up, Fane? Oh, let me move the chat over. Blind pick will go Rakan. We'll see if we can pick something else here at some point.
Let's dance.
I don't know what they're playing. That's what we're working with here. Two people that are Talon mains. That's interesting. I'm not sure where we are in the box. Just say it's that. I don't remember how we ended. Okay, so Hong is Jungle Yi. I listen. Wait. Which one of them's Yi? They're both Talon people. This dude's like... Okay, he's played a couple of Tristana games. Okay, Morgana's annoying. Jidong... It's pretty good on Darius. Okay. And then Akali... Wait, someone was hovering Akali but didn't actually pick Akali. Okay, so I listen is mid. Okay, I think that's probably fine. They have a lot of magic damage on their team. There you go, Monica. Good to see you coming out. School's pretty good. We've pretty much, let me get rid of this black screen. We pretty much just had like we've met for 2 classes and we did conferences last week. They are implementing this new like early project, which I think is way too fast. But I don't know. I talked about this before on the stream, but it's pretty much like they wanted this first one to be sort of like just a reflection, but they wanted it to be a formal assignment worth at least 10% of their grade. That's like just talking about how do you feel about writing, you know, like talk about your past writing experiences, you know, that type of stuff. I'm like, how do you grade that? That's basically a completion grade. It should just be like an in-class like journal writing or something on the maybe the first or the second day. But they wanted it to be a full-blown assignment, and I'm like, well, there's just not enough like critical work going on there. Like they're not really, you know, examining a lot, or like, and how am I supposed to grade that? I'm not gonna risk her like flashing binding me. Easy 10%. Yeah, so I mean, I'm still gonna give him, you know, kind of a layup grade early. It'll be a good grade, but they're gonna do a little bit more critical work. So what I have them doing is thinking about when's a time in the past where they failed to persuade somebody, and then what were a couple of things they think they could have done better to persuade that person in terms of their strategy. And we talk about that. Like, okay, so what were they trying to argue for? What was your, you know, the person you're arguing with, your interlocutor? I want to get some vocabulary in there. What were they trying to accomplish, and how could you have, you know, fit into their goals a little bit? So it's just a little bit more critically engaged. So it's still talking about their experience, just some really simple rhetorical stuff. Just think about who you're talking to, and were there a couple of things you could have done to make your case a little bit better.
Long ago,
the project after that, the one that usually you start with, is you look at two other writers, and you think about which one would be more persuasive for a specific audience, whose writing would be more persuasive. Now they're starting by looking at their own writing, doing something similar. So we'll see. I mean, the issue is that turns it into 5 assignments that are due, and this is most students, this is their first like college writing class. So that's basically like a paper's due almost every other week, a new paper. No, it's not quite that crazy, but it's pretty close. Early on, it's like definitely not more than 3 weeks between a paper. So it feels a little fast to me. It feels a lot of fast for students. I mean, what they're trying to do, like what happens in the spring, I'm teaching like English, basically English 101 in the spring, is it is a lot of students that fail the first time. And so they're trying to figure out like why students fail early on. You know, like what's happening from their point of view, from their experience. Why aren't they, you know, passing the course, right? And it's like, a lot of times, honestly, if you're failing English 101, it's because you're not trying, one way or another. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, they just, you know, didn't go to class, or just could not stay organized, you know, were taking on too much, took on too many hard classes, didn't budget their time correctly. That's, like, what it is 99% of the time. I don't think I've ever seen a student that, I don't know if I've ever had a student that was not in attendance problems, that turned in every assignment, and did most of their, they don't even have to do most of their homework, just like some of their homework, and like not have them pass.
The humans call it battle. It's just a dance.
So, I don't know. I get what the department's trying to do. I just think it's just too fast. It just needs to be like an in-class thing that they do. They're also like giving out a survey, beginning, encouraging everyone to take this survey to explain their past writing experiences. So, I don't know. It's a good idea. It's cool that the department's actually engaged in trying to help students pass on sort of a systematic level like that.
It's all right. It's okay. Staying alive.
I really need to hit the cannon. I don't know what a burb is. It's just a misspelling of bird. This game's gonna be real rough. I had a feeling it probably would be, because this guy doesn't play Master Yi, and we're playing against Diamond people, and Master Yi falls off pretty hard against other people that know what they're doing against him. And it's really hard for me to engage on Warwick, so I can't really do that much. And yeah, this Warwick's really smart. I could tell this is going to be a problem from level 1, where Warwick placed a ward on the Raptors. Right there, I knew it's a problem. It's like he's actually smart. He's thinking about pathing. Like, they invaded, forced me to use my ward defensively, and then they put an offensive ward on our Raptors against a Master Yi. It's like, yeah, it's not game just because of that, but it indicates that it's going to be a really hard game. Caitlyn's pretty obnoxious, too. It's like getting around her traps, especially with Morg Kate, is really tough. Because if either one of them CCs you, you're probably dead. Because they just chain their CC and Kate does a ton of damage.
You're only given a little spark of madness. You must.
It was cool. I mean, I'm really thankful for teaching the class. It'll be fine. We'll work through it, but just sort of as putting on my like program administrator hat. Not that I am one of those, but if I were one. Those are just a couple of the things that I'm kind of struggling with early on. This is like in those conferences, I think, I'm not sure if there was a single student. Wow, I might have to get Mercs here.
I dance because
I think I do. I don't think there was a single student that was like, yeah, I feel really comfortable with this assignment. Like I know what's going on. Like maybe one or two, but it was almost everybody was like, I don't know what we're doing. Now I got them to a good place after the one-on-one conference with most of them. I think they were like in a pretty good place, but it's so fast. I mean, it's like literally. They had their first class a week from last Thursday. So like if you go back to last Thursday, the Thursday before that was first class. Then Tuesday we had another class, and then they already have conferences with a rough draft too. Like within 1 week of the very first class of the semester, they already have one-on-one conferences.
Hello? Anybody there?
With a very small like completion grade rough draft. Holy. Dude. How? I was CC'd for 4 seconds. I guess she's maxing Q. I didn't think she was in that bush the way they were acting. Literally 4 seconds of CC. I have the tenacity rune too, right? Yeah. I guess I didn't cast either one of my summoner spells.
I do not wish to kill the mortal. I want them to.
Can we push one more? Hey, thanks, Matt. I appreciate it. See, I kind of feel bad for... Got a control ward. Yeah, we're just outclassed in this game, I think. Nice, Kamoy. Good job, buddy. What do we even get here?
What humans call magic?
Yeah, I might just get a Mikhail's first, which sounds like just ridiculous, but Like, they have so much CC, and we do get a lot of value out of the magic resist.
Don't leave nothing. Bring it on.
If it wasn't triple magic, like, I don't think I'd get the Mikhails here, but because it's triple magic and it's Morgana.
I don't need to understand the plan. Trust my love.
We're down like 30 CS. Basically a farm off lane too. Definitely feels bad. I mean, it's so hard. This is why Triss doesn't get played like at high levels that often. Is because if you're ever in kind of a losing lane, you get pushed into towers, it's so hard to last hit because the explosion like throws off the HP on the minions. So it's almost impossible to last hit like a substantial amount of minions under tower consistently. At least early on. Yeah, I don't have ulto, man. Morg does kind of waste her Q a lot. Nah, what's the slowest skill shot? The slowest skill shot's probably Maokai's ult. Or like maybe Nami's ult. I don't even know if we got out drafted. I think it's fine. Like, they're just outplaying us. Their draft's probably a little bit better than ours. Like, Rakan can beat Morgana. I mean, Morgana's an obscure, like, counter pick champ. It just doesn't do that much. Like, Nami's. Or not Nami.
Magic is like fire.
Yumi's Q is also pretty slow. Like, there are a lot of slow things. It's got a huge hitbox, though. My shield wasn't up. Would have been nice if I had the shield, but Yi could have walked out of there too. Pretty sure, because he was immune to slows unless his ult fell off. Warwick's right there. We're not gonna be able to get it in time. It's very tempting, but Warwick's also gonna flank. Warwick's gonna flank, dude.
Our people are bleeding. My lady's gonna heal.
Okay, he got out. Okay. Jeez, our tower had 18 HP too. Hey, Fat Ivern. That's pretty funny. And we did get that dragon too. I mean, Yi is 0-4, but he is still Yi, you know, if you can get the game going long enough. Who has all our kills? Okay, Morg's up there. just... Yeah. He's just trading Dragon for Scuttle, I guess. Seems legit. I mean, he's about to get his second. Yeah, y'all aren't gonna be able to die that, I don't think.
If Zaya says someone has to die, they die.
Alright, well, I guess they got it. Oh, Talon ran up there too. Okay. Yeah, 3v1 they can get it. Nerf Nautilus is cute. People aren't banning Nautilus as much. I mean, we'll see, like, people are banning Leona a lot more than I've noticed. Well, I don't know. This game, Leona was banned twice. They are nerfing Nautilus, I think, next patch, right? I don't remember what they're doing. Oh, they're nerfing the damage on his Q.
The only way to understand magic is to plunge into it. Move, dance, and dance.
You can pull him. I don't know if he's gonna get pulled.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. Killing spree.
Nice, we almost got an ace there. Well, we might be able to pull this off yet. Got a rough start, but...
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Pressure in all 3 lanes, just got several kills.
The world isn't about collecting stuff. It's about seeing.
Alright, I guess we're priced into
Wild as magic.
redemption here. Like, if you have Mikhail's, you kind of have to get redemption. It's a good team fighting ability, but it's because the 20% plus healing and shielding, you just get huge benefits out of that.
Woo! I am so
Which is good for Darius if he gets a Spirit Visage, which looks like what he's getting next.
The Bebop starts to do the da.
You gotta wait on Darius here, I think.
Don't want to do it. Blind. I want to
We're just in a little bit of better position. Talon probably gonna be able to get Caitlyn here. But she outplays him pretty hard. I think she probably flashed.
Okay, Rakata. Get him watching. Burn him up. I am a chronic line stepper.
Still a 1-for-1. Darius is probably gonna get top tower. They're gonna get this dragon though, most likely. I don't think we had Triss for most of that fight either.
There's wildness in the bees and the flowers. It's just
Yeah, they sent like 3 people top to get the Darius, so I guess we get the dragon. I don't know. I thought they had dragon.
I'm offended by how little attention I give.
Why is it taking so long to get back to the action?
Crowding the chat. Hey, I mean, if no one else is talking, as long as people aren't spamming literally the same thing, I don't care if people are... There's just 2 people talking the whole time. Perfectly fine with that. As long as everyone gets a chance to talk. Who wants to
Look
talk.
right. Time to show it.
Boys. Oh, I don't have any charges. Never mind. We don't have any wards.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Yeah, they probably sent an all top. Yeah, so we can go this way. That was a really good rotation.
Has destroyed a turret.
Rumble just wasted his ult.
They will see my dance. Dance! Magic isn't supposed to be safe.
I'll just put that there.
I didn't even see her. He was ghosted right after.
Double kill.
Oh my god, dude. Darius, man. What a champ. I don't know why he's not played. I mean, I guess he can be abused in pro more, but it just feels like if you played around him, he's so strong against anything that's melee. Holy crap. This is putting out some hurt. Dunkin' Donuts. Dude, I'll tell you what, I was skeptical. I was kind of, you know, turning my nose up at some Dunkin' coffee or whatever, but my wife got me some of these Keurig, like, Dunkin' Donut coffee things.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. Your team has
cares about the Cloud, man? Their jungler's dead. They should be too scared to come forward. Give him Cloud, man. Dallin stole the Cloud Drake? Well, I guess they didn't have a smite there. That's pretty funny. Well, I mean, I don't know. As Warwick, you gotta kind of look, I think.
They ain't seen moves like mine.
I don't know. They're in a really bad situation. I mean, he went one of the safer ways you could go to go look, but...
I'm so fine, I gotta kiss myself.
Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah. Him running forward with the Morgana Black Shield on us, and forcing that really hard, that was really bad. He should not have done that. They didn't have vision on anyone else on our team. You've got a Rakan sitting right there that you know can heal everybody. Oh, we gotta back up, we gotta back up. Thing. Or we gotta, I don't know, we gotta be a little careful here. We don't have two people.
They want us in
I mean, their like hard engage is not that strong. It's okay. I mean, like the Warwick, but we still got to be careful. We don't want a 45. They don't have Yi. Bro, like, get off the scuttle. Please, just pick a lane. Just not the scuttle. Dude, if he goes Gromp, I swear to God.
I don't apologize for it. I feel good.
Like, get all that stuff after we have their inhibitors. Be straight with me, who let you in here? That's pretty funny. I've never heard his lines before.
They ain't ready for what I'm bringing.
Yes, yeah, that's fine. This is why I don't play Morgana a lot. Like, her cooldowns are so long, and if she misses her Q, it's just like worthless. And it's countered so hard by a Mikhail's or a Quicksilver Sash or Cleanse. I don't know. Like, her Black Shield is good, but in team fights, unless you have one person that's like gets a ton of value out of that Black Shield. No, Malzahar does other things though. Like, Malzahar has a silence. Notably, Malzahar's ult cannot be Mikhail's. It cannot be cleansed. It has to be a Quicksilver Sash. His pets, you know, cause a lot of disruption. They can block skill shots. They take dragons quickly, barons quickly, towers fairly quickly. He pushes really well with his E. Like, Malzahar has a lot of other stuff going on. Hey, what's up, Noxy? It's going alright. It's just kind of plugging along. I mean, I think they're just... I mean, they're both purple. But I think they're very different champs. They do have a long piece of CC. but I mean, Malzahar can be interrupted while he's channeling his. I don't know. I mean, I guess she was working on getting ghosts, but she's alright. I don't know. Like, yeah, the Black Shield's cute, like, it protecting one person against Rakan, but then I can just go, like, if they Black Shield her ADC, then we just go on her and kill her. Yeah, I mean, you do have to be fast enough to Black Shield versus the hooks, too. I mean, Rakan does a lot of other things other than just his, you know, single target CC also. I mean, it is an annoying pick into Rakan. It is, like, good into Rakan, but I think that, you know, Nautilus and Leona are also pretty good. I guess. I mean, I don't know, man. It looked like she was having a hard time that game. And they started off really far ahead. Like, our Master Yi was 0-4. At one point, we were losing lane, like, hard. We were down, like, 4 plates. Down, like, 30 or 40 CS. 4 plates. Darius was going about even top lane, but, you know, and Warwick was doing well. But I think just going up there, me getting that Darius, that double kill, and us getting top tower really started to snowball us. And then once the map opened up a little bit, Talon was able to roam around and find some good plays. No, you're confusing her shield with, like, Sivir's shield. Morg's Black Shield, as long as it holds, as long as there's not enough magic damage to break the shield, then it stops all CC from all champions on the person. The thing, if the thing that breaks it is a piece of CC, then it will stop that piece of CC too. Like, Morg's problem is that her W and her R are, especially her W, is just almost absolutely worthless. It's like, it can push a wave. That's it. It does very little damage. If someone sits in it the entire time, it does some damage. It used to shred magic resist and armor, and I think that would be a little more useful if they, like, increase the width of it a little bit. They just need to give it grounding. Just give the W grounding and, like, increase the diameter of it a little bit. Like, to about the size of, like, a singed. Maybe not quite as far as, like, a singed pool, but increase it to something sort of like a singed goo, basically. If they turn it into that, even if they took the damage off of it, I think that would be so much better. I think that would be a fair trade-off. Just take all the damage off of the W and just turn it into Singed Puddle. Because then she wouldn't have, like, the wave clear. I mean, that would destroy her being a mid laner, but let's be real, she's almost never, like, that meta in the mid lane. Or the jungle. Just commit her to being support, take the damage off the W, give it grounding. Yeah, they could give it a silence, too. I think the grounding would really help a lot, though, because then they couldn't dash to avoid her Q or her ult. Yeah, I mean, Rakan's just kind of good, like, almost everywhere, and it could be a slow. I think they were toying with the idea of making it grounding, or just make it like Cassiopeia's W, basically. Singed slows a lot. Like, Singed Goo slows for a lot. So maybe, like, Cassiopeia W would be a better analog.
Let's dance.
I mean, Rakan has the potential, like, 5... he has multiple people he can knock up with W, and he can charm everyone on their team with his R. I don't know. I mean, Nautilus has like 4 pieces of CC. Leona has 3 pieces of CC. Like, the fact that Morg basically has like 1.5. I mean, the 1 is really big. Like, I think they should bat like... Hold on, what do we... Okay, it's a pretty even split of damage. I think we'll go with that. I think okay, so they should nerf her Q duration down to like 2.25 at max rank. So it's still a lot, it's just not like an absurd amount. So nerf that down to 2.25, give the W grounding. Even if it has to have like an animation or something. Like a slight delay when it lands or something like that, like a Cassiopeia W. Give that grounding. And I don't know the cooldowns on her her shield and her Q, but maybe lower the shield amount and lower the cooldown on it. Because that's another thing, is like her cooldowns are so long. Like her black shield level 1 is like 24 seconds or something like that.
Riku, how can you be tired already? We just got here.
I think they need more like anti-CC champs, anti-mobility champs in general in the game. I mean, as annoying as that is, like otherwise pro play is just always going to be heavy CC tanks.
Those good guys are just kidding themselves.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I mean, it's been like Braum and Tom for years, with an occasional sprinkle of, you know, last year Nautilus, and then kind of in the end of last year in the preseason Leona. Buff Poppy? I'd be okay with a buff Poppy, sure. I think there should be more stuff like Poppy's grounding. As much as I hate to say that as Rakan, being my favorite support, I mean, that's just been a theme over the last few years, is everything has a million dashes. And there just needs to be more stuff that can handle that. And that's definitely warded. They don't have anything that can mess with it over the wall. I'd be okay with Galio. I think Galio's an interesting champion, but they nerfed his flash stun. I think that was too much. I wouldn't mind seeing Sejuani as a support. I think there are a lot of champions that are very close to being viable as support. They just need like a little help, a little push. Hey, thanks Slater, I appreciate it. Opinion on Bard, he's okay. He's kind of like a one-trick specialty. The problem is he has no scaling. I mean, he's got his meeps, but like 2 of his abilities literally have no ratio on them. He's an early game powerhouse roaming champ. I wish they would give him a little bit more range, just like 525 range. Just start with 525 and see how it goes. He's so reliant on his autos, and it just feels like it's so difficult to get them in against most lanes. Get him, Warwick! Get him, Warwick! He is not getting it. Damn it! Who is this Caitlyn? What kind of Caitlyn actually levels up traps? And puts them in annoying places. It's hard to walk up here because that Bard. Oh, old Galio is bad, man. What I thought they could have done with old Galio was I had to use both summons for that, but I didn't want. I wanted to get the ignite down before Kate got the heal off.
Living the dream. The dream of darkness.
But yeah, I think with the old Bulwark, if it healed an ally for sustained damage, I think it would have been a lot better. But the fact that if he Bulwarked someone else, it healed him for like a certain amount based on how often they were hit, I thought that made it a lot less attractive. But if it healed the ally instead and was used as like a very good anti-auto attack tool, I think that could have been useful. And I liked his Gust ability. They just needed to do a little bit more with it. I don't have my thing.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
If the Gust, like if you blew the Gust at the enemy and it knocked them back, kind of like a Janna ult, I think that could have been really cool. I think there should be more like displacements in general that are not hooks, but like pushbacks or little knockups and things like that. I think those lead to really fun interactions.
The universe tends towards chaos. I'm just helping it along.
And like high skill shot moments. So like for example, with Trundle, you can actually see some crazy Trundle stuff with a pillar. I talked about this in my coaching video, or in my tier list video, where you can use that pillar to knock people out of the sky. Like Zac out of the sky, or all kinds of other little divers. Just flash that time, he flashed my W. I think there should be more stuff like that. They should like encourage supports to do that kind of displacement stuff. Like, it's really fun as a Janna player. Oh my god. Oh my god, they're all there. What the f is this? more flay type of stuff from Thresh. Yes, exactly. I'm gonna go Tabby, I guess.
Way more fun than giving rules.
Wow, we would have cleaned that up so hard if the Olaf didn't show up at the very end. If it was just 3 people bottom instead of 4. Malphite's not even up any CS.
It's not that I completely lost my sense of hope. It's that the light inside me died a long time ago, leaving a dark, very good-looking soul.
Why is Caitlyn matched up against Malphite? We're gonna have to... I don't know why Caitlyn was up there, but... We don't have the Warwick here. We just need to reset, man. They gave up a lot of that. Oh god! I didn't mean to take all that. I was just trying to help him.
Self-control is for star nerds. I choose fun.
like 1 XP, 2 XP away. Alright, hopefully Warwick cleans that up. Warwick should be able to clean him up, I think. Oh my god, he missed though! Oh.
I only believe in myself. Ooh, and I did not rescue you from a cold dead planet. I rescued you so you could hold my mirror and tell me I love you.
How strong are we? We are strong.
Shut down.
Okay, jungler's top. Damn, it would have been really nice if I hit the misfortune there. She barely got out of range of it.
Safe is for nerds.
Ghost Poro for the win.
Perfection. Check my hair. Can't kill evil, but you can wear it like a suit.
How? I mean, we knew Olaf was on the bottom side of the map, so I guess that was a bad fight to take. Right, how is it possible to be that bad? Well, he's literally just an auto attack. You just run at it, or ult. Just ult on top of him and Q him. I guess he was planning on ulting out, but Zeke's is good. I'm probably gonna go ice Flat. How the fuck is no one dead? Like, what is going on? Okay, one person died. You just ult him, Malphite? Just ult him, dude. Fucking, he has his ult. Okay, I mean, but why not just ult the Kled? I know it's cool, but... Holy crap, for real.
Turret plating will fall.
We can still win, I guess. How did they get so many kills all of a sudden? I thought we were up. I don't know. We could still win. There's been some weird stuff going on. I'm just gonna go Frozen Heart. They have 3 champs that want to auto. 4, really. It's got it in the bottom left for anyone that ever wants to know my elo. Platinum 3 right now. It's gonna roll out.
Dancing between the rules.
Dude. Oh my god. Okay, well, we kind of got him. I was hoping to dodge the axe and run around the corner, but he got that phage speed. We've been streaming for about an hour.
Thanks, Riku.
Alright, we'll figure it out. I think we can either go Shirelia's or Redemption here. Redemption against the Kled may not be the best choice, but... Can't do anything about that. I don't like Alistar into really anything
This
right
place
now.
looks different when we're in charge, Riku. More dark matter. Everywhere. As far as the eye can see.
I mean, Tom Kench being nerfed a lot does make him a little bit, like, more appealing, I suppose, but...
Good in dark.
Wait, Yasuo didn't have his ult. Hold on, what? Hold on, what? Dude, what is going on in this game? Like, Malphite knock-up into my charm, into my, like, double knock-up, under our tower, and nobody's dead. Did Miss Fortune not have her ult either? Was she not there? I thought that was a little early. I thought we needed to wait a second. Oh, dude, I don't care. I mean, Viewers Night is just fun. I don't dislike him. I just think there are better picks. I mean, we obviously did really well in that game. I don't care. You play whatever you want on Viewers Night. As long as it's not like a troll. Alistar's not a troll pick. I think he's a sub-optimal pick sometimes, but I don't think he's a troll pick. As long as you're like playing to win, you're playing something that's like, you know, just not wasting people's time. Jesus Christ, why? I mean, he has a hell of a lot of health, I guess, but for the most part, you know, it's just playing for fun, you know, on Fever stuff. Yeah, we did really well with it.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Hey, what's up, Snooperstar? Thanks. I mean, we've said in the past, like, you know, whatever, it's just for fun. Like, some people kind of, in the past, have occasionally abused that policy a little bit and just played, like, things that just are a complete waste of time, and they go, like, 0-12 or something. That's, you know, that's kind of not as much fun for the other people in the game. For me, personally, I don't have fun going 0-12 in a game. Some people do. But, you know, 99% of stuff is fine. As long as people are, you know, trying to win and... I mean, we can play one of those if you want on a viewer's night. I don't know, like $5 or something. We can play one of those. I don't think Duck was the person who went Soraka top. I know who it was, but I'm not trying to like call out anyone specifically. I'm just saying that in general, it's fine. If you want to, you know, play something like Alistar, you know, or even if you wanted to play like Tom Kench or Yumi support, you know, whatever is fine. Now, if you want to go like Deathcap Rush Master Yi or something, I mean, that's probably fine in some circumstances. It was just like, when that was happening a lot, I mean, that was part of what killed Viewers Night for a little bit. It was people just stopped coming out and playing because they thought it was a waste of time. Some people did. Enough people to where we weren't getting enough regulars to play. That's the problem. People will just like not want to come out at a certain point, you know? If they're just like, well, I could just like, you know, waste some time here. I could go do something else. I'm not gonna... No one's alive to jump to. Okay, well this game's basically done. No, it wasn't Scott. I don't want to witch hunt for him. I'm not gonna confirm or deny anyway. But I'm just saying, it's not a problem. The vast majority of the time. And even if people like underperform, you know, if they're just trying their best, it's fine. It really doesn't matter. I know. I did stop the Silas there. That was incidental. I was eing over to the Misfortune. I mean, we just got outplayed. The Warwick, there's no way he's a normal jungler, right? Actually, he's a 85. Is that the same guy? No, that was from the game before. We're just outclassed. But yeah, that's the only time it's a problem, is when it's creating a bad experience for a lot of other people in the game consistently over time. It's not just like you're trying out one, you know, goofy pick like one time. It's like a problem. It's like affecting viewership and turnout and things like that. But hey, thanks, Trevin. I appreciate it, man. I'm glad we've got him back, and that we're, you know, people are enjoying it. Yeah, I know, but like G2s right now still should have been like platinums. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's just having a bad game. It's whatever. I mean, they pretty much outplayed us in almost every position. I thought we did okay bottom. We had a little momentum in that game. Like that dragon fight, they did get the dragon, but we got 3 kills for dragon. Does Kleenex still play? I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while. He was kind of poking his head back in, I think either near the end of the season or in the preseason. I'm not sure what he's into these days. Are you offended by that, Sadie? Sadie looks offended. You mad about that? She says, hand above the head, human. Oscar says, can you get banned for doing a 0-game challenge? I'm not sure what that is, but let me just clarify what I think Riot's stance on bans are. If you are consistently doing something that is unfun for your teammates, then that is a cause for getting banned, or at least getting warned. So that's kind of murky. You know, you need to be in the spirit of trying to win the game, but it also needs to be something that makes an enjoyable experience for your teammates. Now that's extremely gray, so it depends what you're doing and how you're doing it. It's very murky. Oh, we got Set. I guess. Oh, they banned Set. Who is? I was gonna ban Echo. Well, if we get killed by Echo this game, that'll be bad. Was that like, it was one of those top lane guys? Was it like Glacier or someone else? But yeah, so the people in recent memory that have... Yes. If you go Yuumi jungle, that's going to thought to be too far out of the meta. But it just depends. It has to be something that you do consistently that is making your team, like, ruining the experience for your team. That's the easiest way to put it. And so you don't have to play exactly what your team wants you to play. You know, if your team says, hey, play Leona support, and you pick Zillion support, I don't think that's it. No, I've never been warned. I've never been banned. I've probably been reported in far less than 1% of my games. I don't really do anything that would warrant that, other than, like, occasionally die more than I should. But... So, like, the two examples that are probably the most famous examples, at least in the support role, of people pushing these boundaries that ultimately did result in bans were Singe support and Teemo support, in quotes. So, Singe support used to go and, like, try to invade the jungle a lot. I didn't watch any... like replays of this guy. What are they? So it's mostly AD. It's a pretty good split of damage again. I guess we'll keep it. Gnosis against Tryndamere? Is that... I mean, Wither is extremely good there, but... I guess we'll play it. I'm thinking maybe we should have dodged it, but yeah, it was Singe support with Smite, but it wasn't fun for his team because his bot laner basically had to 1v2 in most of his games. Now, he did win. I think he was like 50-50. He may have even been 51%. That's the thing, is it's a real feels bad for the ADC, for the Singe support or the Teemo like support. Now Singe support, I think he was in Platinum, it's not Singed in and of itself, it's the fact that his playstyle of leaving the lane to go try to counter jungle all the time, even if it was effective, it's still creating like a bad experience for your team. And if you get reported enough for that, you know, Riot didn't just ban them out of the blue. They warned them several times, hey, your teammates don't like this, change your playstyle. They warned them like 3 or 4 times before they ended up getting banned. So it's not like Riot's just like out of nowhere. And it's a really gray area, you know. Also with Teemo, now Nubrak I think was like high diamond or something with the Teemo support. So he would go Teemo and he would just sit middle invisible as Teemo to apply pressure to mid lane. And leave his ADC alone bottom. He was soaking experience middle. So the mid laners weren't getting the experience they signed up for, which was kind of a 1v1 with jungler interference and roams and all that, but basically a 1v1 mid lane, and the bot laner wasn't getting the experience they signed up for, which was having a support in the bot lane. So it's not just playing Teemo as support or just playing Singed as support. If they were playing normal, like, style of support, then people probably would have been okay with it. Or if you even played Alistar support and you were roaming heavily to mid, and you were getting really good ganks off, that's kind of the same, sort of, as Teemo sitting middle, applying pressure, but, you know, it's all to some extent very interpretive and subjective. But if a lot of people, I mean, we're talking hundreds, if not thousands of reports on these people before they were eventually banned. Ultimately, you know, it is a team game, and if you're disrupting the team, that's Riot's stance on it. And people debated this till they're black and blue. That's Riot's stance on it, is if you're disrupting their other customers a lot, then they're going to ask you to stop doing it. The best example, and, you know, they say their intent is to win, and I think both of them did have at least a 50% win rate. So it's not just about, like, intent to win or even, like, effectiveness. Where's that Syndra? Oh, there she is. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. That was a slaughter. Why did Nunu chase her instead of rotating? Like, he chased the Morgana for years instead of rotating back to kill the Kai'Sa, and it extended that fight for like 30 seconds, longer than it should have been. We should have just been able to close in, kill the Kai'Sa, and that's it. I mean, yeah, you can make a new account every time one is banned, but at the same time, you lose all of your skins and you have to rank up again. Like, it happens. There are people that don't mind if they get banned, but a lot of people do mind. Like, it was, you know, it was definitely kind of an outrage with the, you know, there's a lot of commentary about it with Nubrak and whoever the Singed support was. I mean, yeah, like, sure, but for a lot of people, it's a nuisance. Especially if they don't think they were doing anything to get banned. Like, it's better to not get banned. But, But yeah, I mean, the best example I could think of it is like, someone who goes to the movies, like really enjoyed the new Star Wars or something, and is just sitting out like, you know, in the hallway telling people about the end, like as they're coming into the theater. It's like maybe he's really hyped about Star Wars, maybe he enjoys it, maybe he thinks that it's good for the movie to talk about it, and he, you know, he believes this is, you know, that's the best way to do it, and to just try to get people hyped up, be like, oh dude, you won't believe this ending, it's insane, you know, blah blah blah. But that's not what a lot of movie people are signing up for, right? Even though that's something that he personally likes, and he means well to an extent, that's just, you know, what he thinks a good movie experience should be, discussing the ending before you watch the movie. It's not what other people are signing up for, right? So the theater owner is going to warn him a couple of times, like, hey man, you know, we're happy that you really enjoy the movie, that's great.
Living the dream.
We see that you're not doing anything malicious or mean, but you're kind of ruining the experience for other people. Could you not, you know, tell them the ending before they walk into the movie? And if he keeps doing it, they'll probably ask him to leave at some point. So...
Used to be a square. Then
What's up, Edwin? So that's Riot's stance on it. Now, I know people debate that all the time for the black and blue, but that's what... I'm just explaining their stance from like a business perspective and sort of a community management perspective. It's not always just about individual freedom. You have to think about community management as well when you're in sort of a leadership position. We might lose this. Okay, maybe not. We got 2 kills, I guess. 2 for 1. It would have been nice if I didn't die. I got blasted by Kaisa ISO damage. But I brought that up because someone asked earlier if you could get banned for doing a 0 damage challenge, which I'm not sure what that is. But I was just bringing those 2 up as examples of, I don't know what that is, basically, but whatever it is, can I do X and not get banned? You need to ask yourself the question, are you trying to win the game? Is it in the spirit of winning the game? And is it going to be disruptive to your teammates on a consistent basis? To where basically they're going to think you're trolling. Even if you don't think you're trolling or not, if a lot of people think that you're trolling, if you're disrupting their experience, Riot might potentially say something to you eventually. That's what I'm saying. So, if you're having to ask the question, could this get me banned? There's a decent chance it probably could. Because I think intuitively, people who are asking that question understand that they're doing something that is likely going to annoy their teammates. Isn't Anivia in a good spot? It depends by what you mean by good spot. I don't think she's tier 1. She's okay. Like, she's a good zone control mage, like siege mage, but mobility and rotations are so important right now that it's tough.
dancing between the rules.
We are ahead right now. I mean, we could fight him. No! Yeah, and then some people have said, well, if you're going to ban Teemo support, you got to ban the person who goes 0-12 in the game, or the person who plays X, like, off-meta pick. I don't know. It's a gray area. That's all I can say about it. Not all dies. Is Zen dead or what? Why is he not here yet? I'm out. I don't have cooldowns. I don't know where Zen is.
Shut down.
I do what I want. No Stargate. developing cities.
What the? Seriously? Like, bro, let me get a drink. Rakan's extremely good. I'm good on him. I think, for my elo bracket at least.
Life's expensive, but it is less complicated.
So, I mean, they have that warded, right? Unless she's just randomly, like, running into every bush. They probably had that warded. Nasus is getting obliterated top lane.
Good guys.
I don't know. I maybe should have dodged this. We're kind of close in it, I guess. Nasus above silver is getting kind of rough. Need to save this.
Killing spree.
That's really bad for us.
It's not that I completely lost my sense of heart. It's that the light inside me died a long time ago, leaving a dark, very good-looking soul.
I really, if Caitlyn rotated up there, we could have 3v2'd, but now they're going to be able to force a 4v3 if we want it. We gotta get that up.
Life is
Come on,
way more
Nasus.
fun when you give up the rules.
It's gonna get away.
Running is only half the fun.
Yeah, if Caitlyn rotated up there, I think we could have had the jump on him. Tom Kench is not in a great spot right now.
I'm free and I am free.
I was waiting to see who the black shield was going to be on, and then I was going to W. But it looks like Mori just didn't black shield anybody. As far as I could see. Maybe she did cast it on the 80 carry before the 80 carry ran away, but... Those are bad wards, but I just need to get some wards down before I run. I don't know. I think going for that tower was, getting a demo stack on the tower was probably correct, but...
Turret plating will soon fall.
What's up, Divine PK? I think that Nautilus is generally thought to be a counter pick to Rakan. Anything with a lot of CC that's going to limit Rakan's mobility is not going to be like a great matchup. I still win the matchup some, but he's not one of my favorites. I was waiting on her to use her E, but she has her ult also to dodge.
Perfection.
They're going middle.
Except for my hair.
Ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret.
dead, dude. Give it up, give it up, give it up, bro. There's too many people. There's like 4 people down there. Oh shit, he bought Frozen Heart.
Safe is for nerds.
That drops the value of my Frozen Heart a lot. I guess I should have looked at his items. I didn't think. Usually he buys Iceborne Gauntlet or Trinity. But I mean, I guess it makes sense against Tryndamere. I mean, I guess. I mean, what can I do with these cloth armors?
I love evil, and evil loves me.
They're gonna try to flank me.
Sometimes we agents of darkness.
Really? What the? I guess they have something in here warded. I think I'm just committed to it. Gnosis is gonna be splitting probably late game anyways. I mean, so I could go Zeke's. Zeke's would use 2 of them. Well, I already had Glacial. So Zeke's would use 1 of them, and then I guess I could have gone like Knight's Vow or something, but I'd rather get a utility item second. God. Jesus. He's out of mana.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Your turret has been destroyed.
That was real bad. I didn't have my ult, and they flashed my W, and then I got binded. Damn, we really needed to win that fight, but they didn't have Tryndamere there. And we had, well, we didn't have Gnosis, I guess, either. Guess I gotta try to get some wards down. Zen was bot side. Who died? Oh, they just got the bottom tower.
For doing my thing. You're gonna go stare in the mirror. It's daily affirmation time. The universe tends towards chaos. I'm just helping.
This is probably all warded up. Just reset. It's 1 for 1. Alright, I guess. I thought for sure she was gonna juke that, but Might need to go another Mikhail's against that bind. I mean, it's so long.
Riku, I did not rescue you from a cold dead planet so that you could laugh at me. I rescued you so you could hold my hand.
Shurelia's would be really good too, though, for the Gnosis. And Nunu. Oh, what? Heck, dubs?
I only believe in myself.
God damn. Okay, he got out. I guess he kind of has to take Tabby against Trendemir, but I mean, Trend can probably almost solo that. Okay, Trendemir's bottom. Ori doesn't have her ult. They have too much pressure in the side
Your
lanes.
turret has been destroyed.
Nasus is just like trying to pop stacks in the base instead of wave clear. Yeah, we gotta do this, and they're gonna do Dragon. Or Baron. We can't do anything about it. Yeah, we're just out comp. Like, Nasus is worthless. He can't even push the wave out. Or, like, maybe he's not trying to push the wave out. Maybe he's just trying to sit there and build stacks. He's like, well, I'm denying them minions because I'm freezing it in our base. No, dude. Freezing's bad. It gives up map pressure. Only sometimes. In, like, really high-level play, if the rest of your macro is going really well in your other lanes, is freezing, like, actually the best option. Trendemir's not getting denied. He's still up 50 CS. Hey, what's up, Thraxus? We are Platinum 3.
Self-control is for star nerds. I choose fun.
I can't stay up too late tonight because I do have to go to class in the morning.
An enemy has been slain.
Okay. What?
Your turret has
What
been
the? We just don't have any, like, mobility. I don't know. Like, they just get away whenever one of us engages. Like, Caitlyn doesn't have any mobility. They always just, like, flash out of everything. None of them should have flashes left. Literally every flash on their team.
Woo! Being bad feels so good.
Alright, we definitely need Australia's, I think.
Woo! Danger brings
You have
out
Nunu
my
and lose
best.
every objective. It's true.
All my sides are equal.
think they have any vision. I think their vision was bot side. I don't think counterpicking's really... Well, here's the thing about counterpicking that a lot of people overlook. Is there are 5 people on the enemy team. There's not just, like, your lane opponent. So, like, yeah, you know, if somebody picks Nautilus or Leona, for example, yeah, I could pick Morgana or Tom Kench or whatever. But are they going to put me in the best position to win the game overall? I think, and that's a better question. I think counterpicking matters a lot more something like top lane or mid lane, but only at, like, really high elos if you're really good on those champions. Otherwise, you need to be playing stuff that A, you're good at, but also B, A, you're good at, but B, are going to actually help your team win. So, you know, if you're good at a champion that's a good counter pick and it's good in the meta, then sure. Alright, I got her to use it on herself. They're kind of falling apart now. Now we're starting to catch up to them a little bit. Zen's really falling off. They're getting desperate with all this split pushing. I think we win 5s. It's just, are we going to be able to get 5s? And the thing is, you know, Rakan's like, he's not gonna like counter pick anything in lane probably, but he's just like really good in the mid to late game. He just does a lot of stuff. So I'd rather pick, like in general, I'd rather pick the thing that's like very versatile and just kind of all weather. Is pretty good in a lot of different situations than like something that's a specific counter pick.
But it is less complicated.
But you know, if I was top lane or some other role like that, you know, it might be different depending on the situation. Nunu got a frozen heart as well. We overstayed. She didn't even hold, I don't think.
An ally has been slain.
You're just gonna get kited, dude. If I'm not there, maybe. Well, maybe he does kill everybody.
Shut down.
Okay, Ori did get him.
Enemy has been slain.
All right, yeah.
Shut down.
Okay, well that's bad.
I am alive. Darkness?
They got it. What's that last item he's getting? Oh, Abyssal Mask? Or Adaptive? I think it's Abyssal Mask, right? Yeah, I mean, I guess that helps Ori out a little bit. So some people have Baron plus Dragon. I think Caitlyn has both. Alright, we need to try to fight before Trendemir. before Trenimir gets in a side lane. Nunu should be able to clear all that stuff, I hope. Yeah, we gotta get something done here with these numbers. These two are not gonna be able to do anything. But if they can kill... Okay, they got him. Holy, are you serious? She has a fucking... Fuck. Alright. Can't believe she got a damn stopwatch. Okay, well, I should have looked at her items before I went in. Hey, that's cool, Andrew. Good luck, buddy. Hey, thanks for the sub, Prozak. Well, she could... No, she's going for, Hourglass, because she's got the, Phoenix Codex. Which is not, like, super uncommon.
Can't kill evil, but you
I mean...
can't wear it like us.
I don't know. I hadn't seen her use, a stasis effect all game, so I assumed she wasn't going for that build, but...
I do games.
Your inhibitor is respawning soon.
No, I don't discuss the stream with students. We gotta get him first. We gotta get him first, man. I think I got pushed back right when I was trying to ult and go on to the dude. Go on to the Nunu.
Legendary.
I don't think we can end.
Doing the right thing was...
I think the Syndra pushed me back because I was really disoriented. I was like, why the hell didn't I go on the Gnosis? Because I tried to ult, go onto the Gnosis, and then W onto like a pack of 3 people. And that didn't happen. And I was like, what the... But I think the Syndra stuffed me midair. Tryndamere does. They don't have any TPs, so.
I don't apologize.
Nasa should know when we want it at this point.
Your inhibitor is respawning soon.
Alright, I think we just got it.
The enemy's inhibitor is respawning soon.
That was a spicy one. You know, Syndra like has a super miracle play. Oh my god. We actually had a top laner that backed to stop the back door. If you remember the stream from a couple of nights ago where I wanted to pull my hair out. When there was somebody with a TP that let them get 2 inhibitors without even backing. This Nasa is like, knew, okay, there's Tryndamere, I need to back right now, and tried to go into a bush to back, and we all protected him while he backed. I don't know why Kaisa ulted, like, she's not gonna kill him. She has no way to disrupt his back. Like, she had no CC. I think we're 2-1 tonight. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what we are. Something like that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess she had to try something. I mean, the only way they were going to win was a Tryndamere backdoor, basically. And they tried to backdoor a lot down the stretch there. I think that was when they started falling apart, was when they started all splitting up, trying to backdoor, and just, like, suiciding into different objectives. Because we were up by a lot. Or they were up by a lot. I mean, they had all 4 dragons, Dragon Soul and Baron, at one point in the game, and I think all of our base towers were down, and we had only taken like 1 tower, or something like that. It was, or maybe 2 towers. So it was something like what, 9 to. So they were up 7 towers, 4 dragons, and a Dragon Soul, and a Baron. And probably multiple kills. What was their gold? I mean, the dragons aren't reflected in the gold also, but they had a gold lead also. Push till you die, Tryndamere fails again. That does bring a smile to my face. When I see hard splitters lose. I don't know. I mean, I'm okay if it's on my team and we win with it, but I just don't play those style of champs, so I guess I don't like them as much. Yeah, so we were down. I think this was sort of our worst. I guess we were only down 5,000 gold, which didn't feel like a lot. I mean, but it was just the map position. Like, they had so many towers on us, and all of the dragons and a Baron. at 23, but we ended up about 10k. That's why I play scaling champs like Rakan a lot of times, because comebackable. Pop out of Discord. Get out of Steam there too. Okay. Nunu stole the second Baron. They got the first one off of him. I'm pretty sure. Do they have an objectives tab? OBS does. I'm pretty sure. Let me see. Or op.gg. I think it's still closed. I can look again. I mean, it's basically been closed since like the first 2 weeks. It's basically like if you're one of the biggest people on Twitch, or if you happen to like know the right people and, you know, knock twice and say the password at the door in the first couple of weeks, then you get in. Otherwise, no. Hey, what's up, Danaroy? We are 2-1 right now. Set or echo? Guess what's being set.
Hey, never pick a fight you can't win.
G-cup girls. Nice. Jesus, the G... Do they make G-cup bras? I mean, I don't even know how big it goes. Dude, I would think at that point you'd almost have to have, like, reduction surgery. Like, I don't even know how you could, like... I mean, I guess if you're just, like, a very large person in general, but that'd probably give you some huge back problems. I want to play something other than Rakan, but like, we'll see if I get a chance. If I get a counter pick or something, maybe. It's like the only thing I'm positive with in the season so far. I mean, to be fair, it is the thing I've played the most by far, but is it the same Gnosis? I don't think so. Hold on, I just want to see how many... Does it say Barons and stuff? Yeah, they got one, wait, that was a different game. That was the Warwick game. Bro, come on. Okay, this one. Yeah, they got one Baron. We got 2 Barons, they got 1 Baron. They still had more towers than us at the end of the game. It's either Singe support or Teemo support. Right? Or Elise? I don't know. Wish you weren't real. Yeah, there was a girl that... If anime chess were real, they'd need rope pulleys. There's a girl I knew, I think in like high school or middle school or something, she got breast reduction surgery because she was a pretty small girl, but she just had huge boobs and it was like causing all these back problems. I mean, I don't know. I've never had huge boobs, but from what I understand, they are not always the most fun if you're the person with them.
I tried being good.
As far as management.
Just brings out the sparkle in my eyes.
It is Teemo support.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Safe is for nerds.
What is even real?
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Hey, what's up, Aaron? go with Descartes on this one. I think, therefore I am. If you're thinking
Minions have spawned.
to some extent, then you must be real some way, somewhere, somehow.
I do what I want. No Starguard.
That was what Descartes concluded.
Safety is boring, Riku. Let's start a fight.
Okay, well, we see Teemo there, so he's not, like, playing invisible in the middle. Dude, Zac shouldn't need that much of a leash, man.
I dance to the beat.
I've never really watched that much anime. I mean, that's something I probably should do. I'm sure I would like it. It's like basically any free time that I have where I'm not hanging out with family or doing school-related stuff with friends is making content for the channel. Like, I could probably sneak in an episode every like day or two. I've heard Pico no Boku's pretty good. I had a friend that kept telling me to watch that. I don't know really what it is, but... Boku no Pico. Watch all of it. I thought about doing a movie day in class. Should I bring it in and like let the class watch it? Has some good use of persuasive rhetoric in it. Is it trying to get people to do things that they may not otherwise want to do? He's directing. I'm directing the sequel. Oh. Damn it, he burned out. Shit, she didn't even have to use her web. I'm dead. That's way, way too far. He needed to, like, we needed to switch over to the Teemo once Vayne, like, flashes out.
Wear it like a sweet cloak.
Teemo support OP. Well. No, like, Zac, here, buddy.
Has been slain.
It's not worth, man. Y'all gotta run.
Sad, lonely,
I mean,
bulbs floating in space. Evolving
okay, he's probably not gonna be able to 3v1 and get that dragon, so I guess that's true. Yeah, I mean, he did alright there. I think that was more of a just miscommunication. Like, he didn't switch targets. He went after the full health Vayne even after she flashed. I can't dive her. She was too close to tower. Teemo was really far out of position. He was like right here. Like, she could have easily just dropped the bomb on him, go on the Vayne, drop the bomb on the Teemo, jump on him. Like when I knock him up with W and he's dead.
I only believe in myself.
Yeah, there it is again. Okay, I think she's gonna get out this time. No freaking way.
Be safe.
The Diana really rotated right then. Okay, well, it's not a good start.
Thanks, Riku. Real cold.
Not a good start. I mean, Teemo, like, harassment is, like, he's alright. Like, early on, he's actually pretty decent. It's just, like, in the mid-game, he's so easy to, like, kill and gank, and then he's kind of like just a worse version of a lot of these, like, hard engaged supports. So that's all we're gonna be able to get. Nice flash.
Shut down.
I guess I shouldn't have gone that deep with the Elise there. That was a little greedy. But I was out. I was perfectly fine if Diana didn't also drop down at the same point. But I should have just warded the dragon area and run away. Got too greedy with the wards. But I knew that was a possibility. Elise did see me running up the river, so... I mean, it's not that crazy that Diana would rotate down if she could get priority, which Heimer, I think, was in lane or something. You better... I don't have ult or anything. Or, under-leveled. Wow, they're still chasing.
Shut down.
No, never max Q. Not this day and age.
Used to be a square. Then
I don't think so. I mean, some people might do it. It's... Even if you watch pro players, they really don't land that many Q. Oh, crap. I forgot I don't have the execute because no one's standing here. I was like, how did that not trigger the execute? It's like, well... It's cost efficient. It's only 60 mana per hit. But since they increased the cooldown on it and decreased the damage on it a while ago, I don't think it's worth it. I think W is your best bet. W, and they've buffed W several times also. W does the same amount of burst damage. I think it even does more burst damage. And it's your mobility, and it's your CC. So I think maxing W in solo queue is a lot better. You can make an argument for maxing E if you're going for like a lot of plus healing and shielding. So if you're going for like an Ardent Sensor build, you could make an argument for E max, but I think it's hard. You could like you could get 3 points of Q in the landing phase if you're ahead. Would be the only time I would consider it. If you're ahead and you're landing like a lot of your poke, you could get 3 points of Q and then max W after that. Your shield's gonna be really weak in the mid game, but that would give you some of the most all-in damage with your Q being a fairly high level and your W. You're just gonna lose this?
An enemy has been slain.
Perfection doesn't exist, except for my hair.
Seriously? Well, I didn't have enough for my W. I thought they were going to go straight in. Like, why would they stand here if everyone's over here? I guess maybe they're hoping someone's backing. I don't know. Well, that was dumb. I should not have been caught with that. Without my W. Or, yeah, without enough mana for my W, I shouldn't have been doing that. Go with that, and then I think we'll still stick with Frozen Heart.
Woo! Being bad just feels so good.
It's good against Vayne. It's good against Diana, sort of.
Killing spree.
It's not that I completely lost my sense of hope. It's that the light inside me died a long time, leaving a dark, very good-looking soul.
An enemy has
Yeah,
been
Infinity
slain.
Edge. Blade by itself is probably a little better than Infinity Edge. It's close. Depends on if we get a crit or not. If we get a crit, it's obviously really good.
Turret plating will fall soon.
Well, Diana's 0-3, so she's hopefully not going to 1v9. We'll see.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
The universe tends towards chaos.
We could still get Zeke's. I mean, maybe we should get Zeke's just so we have a little bit more magic resist. I don't know. The attack speed debuff is still pretty good against Diana also.
An ally has been slain.
Okay. I mean, the blind, I guess, does make it hard for Trid. I still think if she drops the bomb, like... we just have to wait on health, I guess.
Self-control is just done. I can fun.
Sometimes she's just really not interested in blowing this Teemo up. Like, if you just drop the bomb on Teemo and jump on him, then you get a reset and then you can jump out, I think. I don't think he's trolling. I think he's playing for real. He's just... I mean, Teemo's like okay early on. It's just he's really bad against ganks, and he has a pretty terrible mid game. He's good at like very small scale things. It's just team fights. You know, he just really doesn't do that much. Unless like he gets down a lot of mushrooms. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm reading the situation wrong. Maybe that's not a good idea to kill the Teemo, but I feel like if we just blow the Teemo up really quickly, then we can get a reset.
Sucks without Zaya.
But it is less complicated.
Enemy has been slain.
Man, it seems like they have some of this warded. Oh, he does have. Yeah, he's got red. I was trying to anticipate her tumbling that way, but she didn't really do that. They are so tilted. They want this Heimer so bad.
An enemy has been slain.
Life is way more fun when you give up the rules.
I saved that Heimer like 5 times. He's like lived with like 1% HP for like the last minute. It's like the third person who tried to dive in.
Sometimes we agents of darkness need a break.
He's becoming Heimer.
Whoa! Danger brings out my bad side.
Protecting your dong, that's right.
Both sides are equally breathtaking.
You gotta always remember that one. It's an important life lesson. I don't think it takes guys a lot of time to figure out that's a priority. My vision score! That's it, I'm inting. Just imagine if supports played like mid laners sometimes.
Dragon, you are.
Doing the right
Frozen Heart's good against Vayne. It's just a really cost-efficient item. Pretty good against Diana, obviously. She does... Obviously, she does magic damage, but she does like attack speed a lot. Decent against Teemo. Because it's cool, I'll see myself out. It's just very cost-efficient, too. Like, I hadn't really done a cost analysis of it in a while. It's actually pretty good. After the nerfs to Zeke's, I guess a year or two ago at this point. It's also getting buffed, I think, on Tuesday. So that's what got me to do Wednesday. That's what got me to do the analysis of it again. So I was like, okay, how efficient is this? And I was like, wait a minute, it's pretty good even before the buffs.
Safe is for nerds.
I do danger.
No, let's...
No performance.
Oh, they know, man, they know. Do it. But yeah, I mean, basically it's like right now, even before the buff, it's 115% efficient, which without the passive, which when you look at most tank items, they're not really that efficient. When you look at, like Zeke's is 100% without its passive, and that's one of the better ones. Knight's Vows, like, I don't know, 100%, something like that. Knight's Vow might even be less. And that passive's really valuable. I might get back here. Yeah. Oh god, nope. Get me out. The 20% CDR is actually a lot more valuable now. This is something I didn't really think about in the preseason. I thought about a lot, and I got most things correct, I think, as far as like predictions in the preseason, like meta predictions. But with Frozen Heart, like the 20% CDR, I may have talked about it in terms of tanks, but the 20% CDR is actually really good because you lost the CDR on your ward item. So, because beforehand, with Frozen Heart, you'd go over the limit a lot of times. You'd go over the cap, and so you'd lose some efficiency on it. But, where do we go? I guess we're going for Dragon next. Kind of just autopiloting here. It's not good. But before you'd go over the cap, and now you really want that CDR, because that allows you to take a utility boot. So like Moby boots or Mercs or Ninja Tab, you don't have to take Ionian boots for the CDR. And they have actually buffed Frozen Heart several times in the last like year and a half, just a little bit at a time. Usually it's like 10 extra armor here, 10 extra armor here.
Most good guys are just kidding themselves.
Instead of dropping its cost. I don't know if I'd go so far as to get it on you, me. I mean, if you get a lot of value out of the armor and the CDR, I think it is pretty good. The thing about, like, specifically Recon with Frozen Heart versus Zeke's is a lot of value on the Zeke's comes from staying in auto range of people, because your the little aura around you does like 40 damage per second. So if you can hit multiple people and stay in auto range,
Double kill. Has destroyed a turret.
so you don't stay in auto range a lot with Recon. Like in small skirmishes, like 2v2s in the laning phase, you might. But in team fights, usually you're repositioning a lot. Like you're going in, you're engaging, and then you're trying to get back out and like heal somebody all the time. Versus, you know, someone like a Leona or Nautilus is going to want to stay a bit closer. They're all about to spawn. I think we gotta get out. So you don't get a lot of value out of that, and they nerfed the Zeke's to be to where it's only like every on hit is like 14% extra damage, which is good. No, I wouldn't do Frozen Heart Leandris. People asked about that the other day. It's like, that's pushing it. Maybe. I mean, to be fair, I have not tried it. But definitely against triple AD teams, I think it can be pretty good. But it's kind of pushing it this game. They have a weird comp though. Like they have two AP champions that also like attack speed, so that's sort of awkward with like Teemo and Diana. God, they're so mad right now, probably. I don't know. People tell me that interaction works. I don't know if that's a bug or not. Hey, thanks, Zafra. I appreciate it. So, you know, I'm liking it. I'm thinking it's pretty good. At least in some situations. So I really don't like Knight's Vow, especially after they've nerfed it so much. And Zeke's is okay if your 80 carries, like, getting a lot of value out of that on-hit damage. It's alright, but... Well, we were kind of getting thugged earlier on in lane, too. Report the Teemo support. We're at 74. I don't know. I don't think Nasus is usually meta, but these last two Nasuses, not Nasai, have been good. I mean, what's his win rate? I need to swing by the restroom real quick. Let me see the Nasus. The Platinum Plus. I mean, he's at 51%. Like, I think he's good against melees, probably. I think he's just like a worse version of Darius. But... I mean, the Teemo support, like, it was getting us early. It's just that's what he does. Like, he gets you early, and then you're just, like, get to the mid-game. You're like, oh, crap, I don't have any gold. My base damages are pretty low. Once people get a couple of resistances, I don't have any CC outside of blind. I don't have, like, my escapes are pretty bad. I'm squishy. So I guess I'm screwed. And that's kind of, like, what happens. As you see him, like, early game, like, his harassment is pretty good. Like, you know, and that blind is brutal early on. But then it's like, you just don't have the gold to get, you know, the Zyra brand items a lot of times. The, you know, the Leandries, the Rylais, all that stuff. So it is a bit more expensive, which is annoying. Like, completing it is annoying, but the 700 range is actually pretty far. I thought they had nerfed that in the past. Yeah, it's 115% without the aura. And the aura cripples 15%. I think dagger's 12%, right? And the way that cripples work is... yeah, it's 12%. So it's 1 1/4 dagger. So it's like an extra 25% off of that is what, like 75. So it's like a 375 gold each. But it lowers your baseline attack speed, which is what all of the other attack speed items are based off of. So it's better than just a direct counter to attack speed. So for example, if someone had 1 attack per minute, right? And if you had a 50% cripple on there, that would take it down to a 0.5 or per second. That would take it to a 0.5 per second. And then if you get 100% extra attack speed off of things, now you're only going to get 1 total attack speed instead of what you would have had, which would have been 2 total attack speed without the cripple. So it doesn't just directly 1-to-1 counter attack speed. It lowers the base number first, and that's where all of the other attack speed items are based off of that number. So it's a lot more valuable than it seems, which is why Riot took it off of a lot of things back in the day. There used to be way more things that had cripples on them, and the Frozen Heart cripple, I think, used to be 20 or 25%. I think it was 20% at one point. But it's so brutal. That's why there are very few champions that have it now, and they've nerfed the items that have it quite a bit. Like, Malphite still has it. Nasus has it with his Wither. Like, there are a few champs, but... So it's a really strong effect in general. So you know, baseline case, that aura is worth 375. Realistically, it's probably closer to worth like 400 or 450 each. Against like heavy attack speed users. But even if it's just 375, or just call it 350 for a relatively round number, let's call it 400 for a round number. If you're in range of even 3 people in a fight with this, which 700 range is a lot. If you're in range of like 3 people, that's 1,200 extra gold value, and then you know, I think I did the math on that before. It takes up to like 160% efficiency off of that. So it's just a really efficient item. I mean, you look at other items like Thorn Mail or whatever, you know, its baseline case is 74% efficiency, not including its passives, which are good, but, you know, the base case is pretty bad. If you look at Randuin's, its base case is 85%. If we start looking at, like, Dead Man's Plate, I don't know if it's going to show us the support stuff. You know, that's 80%. When you have full speed, that's 105%. So just a lot of these items are just not really, like, competitive. Let me grab this. Kindle Gem. Knight's Vow. Like, Knight's Vow is a popular one. You know, without its passive or active, it's 78%. When you're moving towards your partner and you're connected with your partner, it's 124%. Even including the, I think they classify it as Spell Vamp. Bonus movement speed, bonus armor. I thought they had it in there calculated as Spell Vamp. But you only get half of that with Recon anyways, off of the passive. And then the Zeke's is the other, like, the most popular one. Is 102% efficient without its stuff. Now, a lot of that comes down to this right here, which is how much value are you getting out of that slow, and how much value are you getting out of the 40 damage per second that it deals. Frostfire Storm deals 40 magic damage per second to nearby enemies and slows by 40% instead for 3 seconds. I thought it lasted 10 seconds. What? Hold on. Grant you both bonus effects for 10 seconds. You're surrounded. Okay, so you're surrounded by a 300 range Frost Storm, which slows enemies by 20%, and the other person gets stuff that does 30% over 2 seconds. That's the key there that a lot of people don't note, in that it's 15% magic damage on hit. And then if you keep reapplying it, then it just overrides the same buff. So it's really, in combat where someone's hitting them consistently, is like 15% bonus magic damage on hit. But yeah, okay, so I guess that it slows them by 40% for 3 seconds when that's there. But either way, like with Recon, you're not standing in that a lot. So, and it does give you the magic resist, which sometimes is useful, but you know, against heavy AD teams, not as much. So, I don't know. I'm trying it out. It gives you a ton of armor, especially if, like, their only magic dealer is, like, their mid laner and they have an AD top and an AD jungler. I think it's legit, and that frees you up to take more utility things. Like, I've done Mikhail's, you can get a Shurelya's, you can get an Ardent Censer, and you're still not going to be squishy. Also, you can tank tower shots really easily early on, which is huge. You can be the person who's doing the face tanking on towers. So, and the build path is nice too. This thing sucks. Like, Aegis of the Legion just feels really bad to buy this. It just doesn't do anything, right? Versus, I feel like Warden's Mail is a lot better, even though it's a little bit less gold efficient. I feel like it's better. Anyways, I'll put us back in queue. Let me swing by the restroom real quick, start another thing of coffee. I might miss the queue, but we'll go back in queue after that. If not, I'm gonna run one quick commercial while I run that. Sorry if the explanation was a bit longer than people wanted, but I get asked that all the time. I'll probably talk about it a lot on the next support tier list, but that's sort of a an innovation that I've made in the last week or so, and I've been winning a lot more games. Not just because of Frozen Heart, but I think that that's certainly helping a lot. I mean, I was like a week or so ago, I was like 35% win rate or something. It was a really bad start to the season. And even with Recon, I was like 40%. But, anyways. Okay, I'll put us in queue. I'm going to run one commercial, grab my drink, and then we'll get back in there. No. All right, one more time. All right. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that, Noxie. Cat sounds angry. Oh, she mad? No, she starts like tweaking about this wet food. Like she just won't eat dry food anymore. And yeah, she just... So run one commercial, there's a button I can press that runs a commercial for some people watching the stream. Not everybody sees it. YouTube decides who sees it and who doesn't. But I just press run an ad, and then there's a certain percentage of people that will see an ad. It should be one of those skippable ads. Like it should be one of those watch it for 5 seconds and skip it. And if you do that, it still supports the channel. It's like everyone that watches an ad, it's something like a penny. Everyone that actually sees the ad, it's something akin to like a penny. So it's not that much. But if I run an ad or whatever, you know, if half the people see it or whatever, it's probably like $1. So I just feel like if I'm gonna get up anyways and I'm gonna be gone for longer than 15 seconds, exactly, pretty much what Dave said. If I'm gone, if I need to go use the restroom or refill my drink or whatever, which I typically do every like couple of hours, maybe an hour, every hour or two. I think that's pretty reasonable,
Never
especially
pick a
because it's
fight you
skippable.
can't win.
It's not like those Twitch ads where you'll get like 3 in a row that are all like 1 minute long. I don't know. It makes it really hard for me to watch Twitch sometimes because those ads are just brutal. I mean, I guess I could use ad block or something, but... Cat sounds angry. She just, anytime I walk past her food room, she just starts like going off like an alarm. And she just sits in here and just waits a lot of times. And whenever I sit up, it's not really sensitive teeth. It kind of is, maybe, but I think a lot of it is probably just, she just prefers that food. This may not be a dodge. I mean, this is a pretty, like... decent strategy. I really don't know about picking Ash into Pike, though, man. You sure you want that? Yeah, it's funnel strat, yeah. Okay, so they're switching so that Skywalker killed Team 6-7. Okay, he's like unranked. Okay, so this guy's basically getting boosted by this guy. Because he was gold last season, which means gold 4 was the highest rank he got last season. Now he's platinum 4. Like, he means he probably started in like silver 4. We're kind of all in on this Yi, though. I mean, Ezreal's kind of going to give us a free lane. I think I just go Rakan. I can roam and help. Because they're going to be, like, around in the jungle a lot. No, I'm not doing Lulu. The Tarek's going to get Ardent Sensor, probably.
Let's dance.
I'd rather play something that can roam and help him out in the early game in the jungle. I mean, this is basically, like, I mean, it's close to full funnel. I could do an ad between each game. I don't know. It feels like that could be getting a little greedy, but... I mean, if it is just like 5 seconds or something, like one ad, maybe. Maybe I could do that. Maybe. I mean, but the thing is, the Tarek's going to get a lot of the items that I want to get. Like, Tarek's probably going to get Ardent Sensor. Like, I can go Shirelia's with Rakan. I don't know, damn it. Look, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Rakan, everything else. To be fair, I haven't played a ton of everything else, but... I'm just trying to get back to Diamond as fast as we can get there.
How can you be tired already?
And then I need to try to level up a Smurf or something. But I also have to work on my dissertation this year a lot and actually get it done, which is going to take like 4 or 5 hours a day. Which means I'm not going to have time to Smurf.
Summoner's Rift.
I do have a 50% win rate on Zyra. This is not a Zyra type of game, though. Like, I pick her specifically as a counter pick in certain comps where we have, like, all AD. I don't think Tarek's going to go tier. He might, but typically they will go for Ardent Sensor is very high up the priority list. I mean, it's basically like he just he's just there to press R pretty much and to get one stun. Like, it's not for big fights. I mean, we'll see what he gets. Typically, I think it's Ardent Sensor, and he might get Shirelia's too. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm just helping it along.
He could also go Redemption.
Perfection doesn't exist, except for my hair.
Ooh, and Zaya.
Bro, stop attacking the wave! You fucking idiot. God damn it. Okay. Sorry for my French there. That's so stupid. Like, I could have made it there in time for that experience. Ashe is just, like, mindlessly auto-attacking the wave, so they're gonna hit 2 first. I mean, I guess Ashe is gonna hit 2, but I'm the more important person to hit 2. I have abilities that matter at level 2. Maybe if we hard push enough. I'm not even gonna hit it on this wave. It's gonna... Yeah, but I don't want a few people to be annoyed by it. You know why you had to flash there, Ashe? Because I'm not level 2. If I was level 2, I could have shielded her and she would not have needed to flash. But that's fine. I won't dwell on it too much. I mean, we can still win. Obviously going to be the Master Yi Tarek show. We're going to live or die by the Yi Tarek, so... Karma's buying that stuff too. I don't know. Like, Rakan has the most flexible build. So whatever they don't buy, I'll buy to help out the Yi. Yeah, they're buffing up Karma's like damage, base damage on her Q, which is like, why? if they don't want her in solo lanes, which has been the main problem with balancing her in the last few years, why would you give her base damage? Like, increase her shield. Like, that's something that... What? What is the hitbox on that? The fuck is the hitbox? Did y'all see that? Dude. That's some straight BS right there. There's no way that E hit me. It like hit my freaking cloak. How come Yi didn't help me? I honestly didn't even know where Yi was on the map at that point. Maybe he could have. I was just in survival mode. Is he coming? There's so many minions there. Oh my god, we're gonna miss so much off that. Holy crap, dude, she just missed so much. Just imagine if we had a misfortune, or like a Jhin, or, you know, anything else that's like even remotely meta right now that actually does damage early on. What would be happening in this lane? Draven. Alright, well. Okay, I guess. It's literally like she dies when she walks into the lane, just about. It's pretty close. I mean, I guess to be fair, they have a really weak ADC also, but...
Doing the right thing was boring.
I don't know. I think the solution to Karma... They're spending a lot of time in lane for a Tereki. Like, you're supposed to be roaming, I think, a lot more. Like, doing the jungle. I think. I mean, I don't know. These guys obviously have a really high win rate with it. I think this dude's like literally hit 90% of his hooks. He's hit 120% on Ashe. Well, I mean, it's a bad matchup for sure. But, like, I don't know, man.
Riku, I did not rescue you from a cold, dead planet so that you could laugh at me. I rescued you so you could...
You don't have to pick Ashe when they already have Pyke. You don't have to opt into that matchup. You could pick, like, anything mobile. I'd even be okay with Vayne here. Vayne's pretty good in Ezreal. Okay, well, this is definitely going to be a roam and try to get E-fed type of game. Ashe, just run, just run. Everyone else is here. Okay, thank you. Well, we can't get the dragon off of it, but at least Yi got a kill off of it, so that's nice. Kind of sucks I got a kill, but... No, Vayne would be pretty solid. Like, Vayne's good against Pyke. One thing I noticed, I was trying to play Vayne in a Viewers Nights game. Why does her E level 1 cost 80 mana? Her Condemn? What? Like, why? Is it that oppressive? It's on a long cooldown, and it's a very conditional, like, stun. Or a knockback, like. It literally costs, like, it felt like a third of her mana bar. Just, by the way, like, what the flip? Okay, let's see if a couple of wards in here.
Most good guys are just kidding
Is
themselves.
this really warded, or are they just roaming? Oh my god. No, dude, get out! What the fuck? Damn, I don't have any mana. What? Like, why would you start farming that? God, can I make it? Come here, baby. Give me a W. Throw a W. Oh my god. Woo.
Self-control.
That was a clincher.
Star nerds.
I thought I was dead for sure. Mobies. Whatever you're typing, Ash, just stop and come over here and kill her. This is getting so stupid. Like, why, guys? I've had no mana for like 2 minutes, and I've pinged it like 50 times. Stop taking stupid fights.
Thanks, Riku. Real cool.
Okay, Tarek is most likely. Tarek's most likely gonna take Zeke's, I think. Damn it, I tried to shield somebody and ended up getting executed by Pike and giving him reset. Well, yeah. Cool, we arrowed him. Like, what? Why? No one's even close to follow up? Is Tarek always viable mid? No, this is a specific thing with Master Yi. It's a very specific, like, booster strategy with Master Yi.
Double kill.
You can find videos about it if you want to see it. It's pretty much, you have to be duoed, and you have to have some practice with it. It's a popular booster strat because you can be duoed, and the person who's playing Tarek, like, really doesn't, like, have to be that amazing mechanically. So the person that you're boosting can play the Tarek. And then you have, like, your challenger person or whatever playing Yi. And it's actually a legal boost. Like, Riot cannot ban you for doing that. Like, if you just buy your account, if you just pay 25 bucks, you know, for an account, I don't know how much, like, a diamond account would go for. 200 bucks, 100 bucks for a diamond account. Then you can get banned for that, but you cannot get banned for just duoing with somebody. So that's why it's so popular, because it allows you to duo and get a really high win rate without violating any terms of service. Can we go, or we're just gonna clear the control ward instead?
Turret plating will soon fall.
Got this heal. I mean, it is weird. It is weird, yes. If you haven't really been paying attention to that type of stuff in a long time. The Terra key has been around for, I would say, at least 2 years at this point. But if you're newer to the game or you just haven't ever seen that happen, it kind of is what it is. It's really popular in like gold or platinum to boost people up. You see it a lot. Not a ton, but. Guys, don't immediately start trash talking someone in here, even if they're still listening. But don't market your channel in here, please. But also be polite to people, even if they are, you know, just trying to pimp their channel in here. It is a little odd. I mean, there are ways to stop it, but it requires it requires the enemy to be very coordinated and have a very specific type of components in their team comp.
Shut down.
Thin this out a little bit. Take all of that. Well, he was a legit champ bot lane for a little while in the what, unsealed spellbook meta, where it used to give you like reduced cooldown on your stuff when you could flash with it a lot. Okay. Yeah, people probably don't see it like that often, and I don't know what your elo bracket is, but like, I don't think you start seeing it a lot until maybe like gold and platinum seems like where it's the most prominent place where you'd see it. Like the boosters get out, like they usually place into gold to start with. The people that do this will typically place into gold. And then they get out of that really quick. Sometimes in platinum it can take a little bit to get through it, but typically if they're good at it, they can get through it.
Your turret has been destroyed. Your team has destroyed the turret.
Never falter.
Dominating.
Just push this dude, just push this dude.
Kill. Triple kill.
But yeah, he has been in some form of abuse for most of his existence as a rework. And yes, I do think he is not a good rework. I like what most...
Team has destroyed.
The main reason is because he was fine, like, before the rework. Like, he was picked competitively. He had like a special niche. Like, he had a special niche. He was fine. Like, he was a low mechanical champion. Like, he had a point-click stun, but, like, there's a lot of champs that basically have a point-click stun. Not a lot, but a decent amount. They could have just made his E a skill shot if they wanted to, just like a hook. And they tried changing it to where the further away you were when you cast it, the further away you were when you cast it, it stunned for more. So they tried nerfing it that way, but I think if they just didn't want him to have the point-click stun, just change that. I think everything else is fine. For those of you that weren't around for the original sort of Tarek,
gonna burn.
He had a point click, like his E was a point click stun, single target stun for about 1.5 seconds. At max distance, I think it was 1.5 seconds. Up close, it was like 1 second. His Q was a point click heal for him and one other person. It was a pretty beefy heal. On a long cooldown. I think it may have gotten its cooldown lowered when he auto attacked, so it's similar to the current Q. But his ultimate basically did like instant burst damage. No one else is there. We're just gonna get an inhibitor for Dragon. Need to try to stop. So it did like burst damage and gave everyone on your team within a certain radius like extra stats. Like it gave them extra AP and AD. And then his W gave him extra armor, and it gave an aura to everybody around you extra armor. Gave everyone around you extra stats, but then whenever you activated it, it would do damage and it would remove armor from enemies. So it would shred their armor. So he was just like a really good AD versus AD type of champion. Ezreal ult. Damn it, I guess I should have been paying attention to it. I don't know. If you're like ultra rich, maybe. If you're just like absurdly rich, I've seen people get rid of their boots and build Triforce. But most of the time, I probably wouldn't do it. I don't know. I could see how it could be useful, but I would try to get to 100% crit first. So you want like Essence Reaver, Infinity Edge, and then probably either Rapid Fire Cannon or Phantom Dancer, and then whichever one you didn't get before, the Rapid Fire Cannon or the Phantom Dancer, and then after that, if you have enough gold, I could see maybe Trinity. If you don't need the armor pin, although I think that Mortal Reminder is probably really good in a lot of situations, so I would say probably not in a lot of situations. Trinity is typically an item that you want to rush on those types of champs. Where's the biggest gap in skill below Challenger? I mean, whatever's up at the highest level, it gets exponentially harder. So like below Challenger, there's probably a huge gap between Masters and Challenger, and then a huge gap between Diamond and Masters. I mean, every time you go down, oh, it was right when it wore off. Damn. It got one person? That's not good. What's doing most of that damage? Talia? Yeah. I still think just getting redemption here, probably. Pike's literally slamming his R button, pretty much, yeah.
The enemies
Was really unlucky that, like, literally the millisecond that the invulnerability fell off, they killed him, like, right there before he was going to get a couple more resets. Yeah, I think Phantom Dancer is usually the item of choice with the, like, if you want a defensive hybrid item these days, because it gives you crit and movement speed and that shield. So that's kind of what people go if you want the anti-assassin item. Just get this dragon, boys. What? Why can't we just get the free dragon? Hinting. Maybe just get him anyways without Pike there. Just the mindless. The Master Yi special. Can we just get this while we wait on a wave? Okay. I guess. I mean, the dragon was free. Like, we can go push middle anytime we want. But when you're that fed, I mean, you can make a lot of bad macro calls and still win the game. Well, yeah, I mean, it's notorious. Like, it's a very common strategy. They've done several nerfs specifically to try to nerf that strategy in solo queue because it's just such a terror. I mean, Dong Hop was a little late to the party, but I think he did a video about the Yi. Let me see. Okay, so it was at least a year ago. How to count. So you notice there's a lot of videos that are like, how to counter this, to try to counter it. And it's like, just do this, just do this. Professor Colley's always way over the top. It ruined Challenger! Challengers have no way to beat Tarek Yi. It's like, dude, they do, bro. It may have ruined a couple of games in gold or platinum. Where do we go? What are we right now? We like 99 or something? 95? 95, keeping it alive. That was a good year. Yeah, it did not really work that well in Challenger. There were a couple of people, but... I mean, it's exactly what you would expect, like, how to beat it. It's just, it's one thing to know about it, It's another thing to do it. Like, have a lot of CC, go pressure him early with your team, invade, get deep vision, beat the crap out of him in his jungler, or in his jungle. Basically, just be like Tarzan or Metaphor in Challenger, and then no problem. He's easy to beat. Stupid strategy. I mean, that's what a lot of those videos say. It's like, yes, but like, people aren't going to do that in gold or platinum. Sing a lullaby? I can sing that at the end of the stream, I suppose. Hey, what's up, Brandon? Yeah, I mean, so the gap, it seems like the gap would be wider between someone like Iron and Bronze, or like Bronze and Silver, or Silver and Gold. But the thing is, like, in each one of those elo brackets, like, the lower you go, the wider margin for error that you have. Like, you can make mistakes and not get punished. So you know, people will just do stuff all the time that's, I don't know, mistakes are a harsh word, but that's not optimal, because a lot of times it's not just like not screwing up, it's also not doing something proactively that you could be doing to gain an advantage in the game. So for example, like, sitting there and just like having a farm off, if you are a Caitlyn and you're against a Vayne in lane, like, you're not technically like doing any, you're not like making any mistakes proactively if you just sit there and farm with him. But because Vayne scales harder and you have an advantage early and you're not taking advantage of that, then that's in and of itself is a mistake of sorts. So I think a lot of times people think if I don't see anything visible where I'm screwing up, then I played a perfect game, when in fact, you know, there are all kinds of things every player can improve on as far as optimization. But a lot of times it's just not seeing the stuff that people could optimize. So when you're in lower brackets, like, you can make a lot of mistakes and even just not fully optimize stuff and still do really well. And it seems like if this is why like percentages and statistics in general can be misleading, because once you get to Diamond, you're like in the top 3%, and it's like, is there really that much of a difference between the top 3% and the top like 0.01%? It's like, it's only 3 percentage points. It's like, but that's a huge difference between like a D4 and the #1 challenger player, right? That's one of the biggest like gaps. But, you know, if you look at like going from Bronze to Silver, you're probably going from, you know, the top, or I guess from like mid-silver to, let's say, mid-gold, you're going from 50% to like 20%. You're like, wow, I just surpassed 30% of the people, so there has to be a bigger gap in that 30% than there is at the 3% between like Diamond and Challenger. But that's not really the case. Oh, there is a huge difference between like a Diamond 4 and a Challenger player. There's a huge difference between like a Diamond 4 and a Diamond 2. I guess his band set.
Never pick a fight you can't win.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that it can be misleading. If you just look at stats, it can be misleading to think that the gap between like silver and gold is wider than the gap in terms of skill, is wider than the gap between diamond and challenger, because there's a larger percentage of people that you're surpassing when you go from silver to gold. You're surpassing like 30% of the population, versus when you're going from diamond to challenger, it appears as though you're just surpassing 3% of the population, but the gap between the person who's the 3rd% and the person who's like the 0.01% is wider than the 30% between silver and gold. Yes, so that's why it looks misleading if you're just looking at stats. But as you go up, the skill gap is exponentially higher. Alright, we'll just keep going. We'll just try to go for the P2 today. And it's like that in anything. Once you start getting like into sort of the elite category of stuff, every little like fraction of a thing matters. I would say that like there's a massive difference between the last person in Challenger rank and the first person in Challenger rank. And if you're talking about organized play, a lot of times even like the first place in Challenger rank would get smoked in a pro game. Not always, but often. But yeah, I mean, it's that way in like any sport. Like every little possible mistake. Like if you're an NBA player, I mean, I don't know like super sports at a very high level. But if you just like take one step wrong against on defense against one of those top level players, they're gonna dunk on you. Just like, or if you're just like, you know, a fraction of a second slow on your jump or anything else, it can be a huge deal. I mean, Michael Phelps, I think, won a gold medal off of 100th of a second in one of those Olympics in his swim. They have a pretty good mix of AD and AP, which is annoying. I think literally 100th of a second. So it's the same thing in League. It's like every little like misstep that you make could potentially get punished in Challenger or higher. Now, we see lots of stuff that looks like Clown Fiestas if you watch streams and things like that in Challenger, too. So it's not like, you know, exact perfection, but they will dunk on you just for being in the court. I'll tell you, I played when I was, like, even in pretty good shape when I was younger. I was probably, I don't remember how old I was, like 19, 20, something like that. And I played against my buddy and I. We were okay. I mean, we weren't like super great. We weren't on like even the high school team or something. But we played in some rec leagues. We were all right. You know, we played some pickup ball at the YMCA and things like that. But there was this one guy who had played like D3 in college, who was probably like 24 or something like that. And I think he even had an injury, like a knee injury or something, where he had to quit playing for a long time. He was out there playing. I couldn't even dribble past half court. Like, I told him to D up on me as hard as he possibly could, just to see what it was like for fun. And he didn't even use his hands, and I couldn't even get across half court. Like, I could not get around him. He was like D3. I mean, probably like, you know, better than like high school by a little bit, but like, please, bro, you cannot go AFK and try Bush. Like, his lateral movement was so good, I couldn't even get around him. Even though he, like, you know, had enough of an injury to where he couldn't play college ball anymore, it was still more than enough to destroy me. And that's not even scoring, that's just, like, playing defense. And he wasn't like, super tall or anything. He was probably, like, 6'2" or something like that. He's taller than me, but...
Most good guys are just kidding themselves.
Sorry, I swallowed my drink wrong.
I do what I want. No starter.
I don't apologize for doing mine.
Okay. Pretty sure I still have some liquid in my lungs. Armin's top.
Sometimes we agents of darkness.
She had flash and heal. That is unfortunate.
Darkness?
Lee Sin would be like an interesting support. If he just had like some AP ratios, that would probably make him OP, but they're never going to balance him around support. They're going to balance him around jungle.
So you could hold my hand and tell me I look good.
Like the shield, the kicks, the mobility, like...
Doesn't own you.
I am silver 1 going silver because I lost 7. Oh, you lost 7?
The dream of
Yeah, that sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that. We had a pretty bad loss streak last week. You just gotta, like, take a break for a second if you feel like you're getting tilted. Sometimes I don't have that luxury as a streamer. You just gotta try to play through it, even though it's not a good idea.
an evil loves me.
But yeah, you just gotta be looking for ways that you can optimize, you know, what you're trying to do. Knocking out that blast plant, if you have a champ that can do that, another reason why I like Rakan, is really nice, because that means that things like J4, he has to use his flag and drag over the wall, which means he can't use it on you. It's all a little wacky early on in the season. Jarvan here. Okay, he's right there in the river. Can we get him? Is we... I was about to regret, like... I was trying to give that kill to Lee. Oof. Okay.
Self-control.
We can zone them out because they don't, I think, because they don't know where Lee is. Or not. Or they just come up here. So early season is so wacky because this is going to be weird. But it's wacky early on because you have a lot of people that just haven't played for months that come back and start playing. That's basically it. And Riot doesn't have a decay system for MMR. So it's cool that it gets everyone hyped, gets people back into the games, but it just creates really lopsided games.
Forget my name, just call me the Lord of Darkness. That's me.
I'd say up near like platinum and diamond is particularly volatile. Hold on, let me see which boots I need to get. I probably need to do mercs
This place will look different when we're in charge, Riku.
against
More
Cassio.
dark matter? Dark matter everywhere. As far as the eye can see.
The magic resist is pretty nice too. Just because all of the challengers get pulled down into like platinum 1, so it's just like a massive collapse of talent down into mid to high platinum. Like at the extremes, kind of near iron too. So people that are like in bronze get pulled into iron because iron people really don't decay that much. That can also be it. So just like places where a bunch of different people are starting to congregate. Okay, I was just trying to stall him out. Damn, my W was on cooldown. I was trying to E over, but I didn't get there fast enough. Was my flash up? I guess I could have flashed. I feel like it was down though, right?
Can't kill evil, but you can wear it like a sweet.
Yeah, diamond players should not be stuck in silver. Low diamond players early on could get stuck. Maybe in high gold early on, while there are other people, other diamonds that place in high gold. Holy shit, I got thugged. Yeah, why was she trying that without her ult? Damn it, I didn't look at her ult. Okay, yeah, that was really bad. Yeah, I mean, I should have looked. I thought she had her ult and we were going to be able to turn it.
Thanks, Riku. Real cold.
The guy just randomly busted his stopwatch too, but... You can't get there. There's no way. Like, I lost my very first game as Diamond 4, and I even had probably, like, Platinum MMR. My MMR was bad at the end of the preseason. And I got placed in the Gold, too. I think that's, like, the lowest you can get placed as a D4 if you lose your first game. So then, even if you lose all 10 of your games, you're going to be Gold, too. There's no way a Diamond on that account. Maybe it was a different account. Was what he's talking about, but can get placed into silver. Like,
Life sucks with you, but it is less complicated.
but even if you were diamond, like, you should be able to climb your way out of silver, like, really fast. Frankly, you should be able to get out of gold pretty quickly. I could see people that are D4, I mean, like me, getting caught up in platinum for a little while. But I think, like, wherever you are, you should be able to dominate people that are 2 leagues lower. So if you're silver, you should destroy people in iron. Most of the time, you know, if you're gold, you should destroy people that are bronze.
Gonna go stare in the mirror. It's daily affirmation time.
Yeah, a P4 or a gold 1 getting placed into mid-silver is probably pretty standard. Most people are down 6. Are down about 6 divisions at the start. Oh my god, that last trigger though.
Ally has been slain.
This game is just really quickly getting out of control. Did she not have her ult? I guess she didn't. I don't have Moby. If I had Mobies, I could catch him. I mean, maybe I should have done Mobies this game. It's kind of a toss-up. You got your ult? Just ult him. Okay, there we go.
Shut down.
Okay, Jarvan's top.
Universe tends towards chaos. I'm just helping it along.
Shut down.
I am bad because I'm free, and I am free because I'm bad.
It's unfortunate.
Sometimes these agents of darkness need a break.
Yeah, I think I'm still just gonna go for it. Oh, not that.
Whoa! Danger brings out my bad side. Just kidding. All my sides are equally breathtaking.
I'm still just gonna go Frozen Heart. Even though they don't have a ton of people with that. I feel like Zeke's is just not... I mean, maybe. Senna does get a lot of AD. Maybe I should go Zeke's with her. But...
World's gonna burn.
their Jarvan is going AD, like the Dunk Master Jarvan. I don't know if I'm able to get there in time. Oh god, Vel'Koz is going up there too. She's gonna light us up, dude. We need to get out of there. We're lucky we got away with that win. That was looking real spooky. I actually need a bit more health than that. Hey, League of Legends, this is, we want you to stay here, man. I like you being here, but this is the last warning. You can't solicit your channel in here.
I don't like being alone.
I know it's hard to get views, especially when you're just starting out, but...
An ally has been slain.
How is he running her down? I guess he's got haste.
An enemy has been slain.
The slow. She's gonna stuff me if I try to engage that.
Ally has been slain.
Vel'Koz and Cassio are just so spooky to try to engage on. Yeah, we just couldn't do a lot. Damn it, if she was just a little bit closer. Gave him too many kills early, I think. Oh my god, he missed that. Diana's got him there, right? Okay. All of Aphelios' stuff is physical damage, right? Or the vast majority of it, like his flamethrower and all that crap, is all physical, not magical. I hope so.
How do the Star Guardians see anything? The plasmas are so darn sparkly.
Yasuo's pretty fed. I mean, with my knockup, Yasuo in fights, I mean, I think we can still win. The Cassio is going to be a problem. Like, Vel'Koz has a lot of zone, and then Cassio, if she ults me when I'm going in, it's going to feel real bad. How do they... I just swept it. I guess he has that warded. My bad. I thought I had a charge. I just completed the quest. Dude, you need to get out. You need to get out, bro. Jarvan's coming. Like, leave, dude. Like, fucking leave.
It's not that I completely lost my sense of hope. It's that the light inside me died a long time ago, leaving a dark, very good-looking soul.
We don't want it, dude. Maybe with a shield like that, maybe we can do it. Is anyone else here? What was that in the bush? I didn't see. Damn it, Lee, you gotta hit one of these, buddy. We're gonna lose that pretty hard. Oh my god! That's what I was afraid of, man. That Cassio, like, just freaking stuffed me. It was just on accident, too. She stuffed me right when I was eating in. Just to kill the Diana. I just happened to be there. Yeah. That's rough.
Used to be a squid.
we gonna get that? Oh, maybe not. Yasuo's top. If they screw this up, we might get Baron on that. Wait, what the?
Unstoppable.
This freaking Vel'Koz, man.
Need a break.
Yeah. We're not, like, we need to get flanks on him. Yasuo's not at a lot of these fights, too. I mean, I think he was right to split push there, but... Okay, we kind of... We still have some choices. We can still choose to either do Shrelia as a redemption. I'm thinking maybe redemption here.
Whoa! I saw stars for a second. Some dark, very evil-looking stars.
Oh, she didn't go Rod. No! We need Rod. At least Yasuo's going semi-tanky. Which was a good call.
Living the dream.
Also trying to walk through a warded property.
Evil?
Why didn't he take the ult, man? Like, when I knocked Jarvan up, he should have at least ulted. Like, maybe you kill him there. We get a trade. It's still a really bad fight, either way you cut it. That Water Drake's helping out here a little bit, but... He's not doing it that quickly.
Self-control is for star nerds. I choose one.
Has destroyed
Yeah, we should be able to get 2 towers off of this, I think. They're really far out of position. They're gonna have to back. Nice kick, Lee. Would have been cool to kick somebody to shut the Vel'Koz up when he was killing our ADC. I mean, maybe I should have just hard engaged there, like just shut the Vel'Koz up myself. I was waiting to, like, on Lee to go in or something, somebody else to go in, so I could use my E to close the gap and then like, get to the back line. But if we don't get the Cassio in the fight, we just lose. And this Vel'Koz, honestly, is pretty much the only reason they're winning this game. Like, everybody just gets hit every time by his knockup. Got anything? Okay, can we get dragon off of that at least? Something? Oh, we don't have Yasuo either. Tried that like so many times and he's just always so late on it. Yeah, they should just push this up. I don't know. Frozen Heart may not have been the best here. Maybe I should have gone C. I wanted a heavy armor item so I wouldn't have to worry about getting dunked by Jarvan or Aphelios getting blown up by his flamethrower, so I could get more utility for the team, but he did steal the last Drake, yeah. He's like 1 for 4 on these steals. I mean, it is hard to steal. The Diana not having rods really gonna add up here in a little bit because she's just so squishy with that build. I think with Diana you really have to go Rod Nashers. I mean, Luden's is for ranged champions. I just don't think you can do that as a melee. I think he's seen every Drake. Like, I think he's been there to try to steal it. I mean, it doesn't matter. We're in a bad position to try to contest those Drakes in the first place, so we just need to, like, not die as much. Fucking... Jesus Christ, that miasma. I thought I was out of it so that I could eat through it, but I guess I wasn't. CC'd for 5 seconds with Mercury Treads. And 20%, like... What's even the point in tenacity? I have like 55% tenacity. I mean, a lot of that's from sitting in the miasma because I couldn't get out of it. But... Got 2 dead. Got 2 dead. Get stuff, guys. Holy shit. even missed my knockup combo on that. We still ended up getting him out. Oh, that's Rakan. He'll find you a way out of dark places. He is the light at the end of the tunnel. But, like, the not, like, you're dead light. I mean, Lee did hit some clutch stuff down there, too. The classic solo queue throw. I mean, I don't think you can really blame him for trying to go on the Diana, though, right there. It was like a 4v3. I think we just outplayed him. Like, I got the, I think I got the knock-up on the Casio. Yasuo got on the Casio. That was the big thing. If we can get on the Casio, I don't know why she didn't ult. Unless she just missed. I'll give it to the Lee. He did make some good plays in there. The top laner. I mean, the Ornn did alright, I thought. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember. I think that's going to be it for tonight. That's about 4 hours, and that's a good place to stop. That was a nice, epic game. We had several really good games tonight. I mean, we did win them, so that does make them good, too. But I think there were a lot of, like, really close games. I don't remember the one that we lost. I think that we may have gotten blown out there. But, let me just replay that last fight. Okay, so pause. Watch this at like half speed. Okay, so we know, like, I think Lee took a bad back there. I think we should have just gotten tower 2 while 2 people were dead and then backed. But, okay, so they knock up both of them. Get the slow in there. Okay, then I say, alright, we gotta go here. So I start ulting. I miss them both. No, I do knock up the Casio. I catch the Casio with the tip of the W, which was clutch. If I missed that, it was gonna be really bad. Okay, so we kill that. Okay, my Shurelya's just came up. Use the Shurelya's there. It allows Yasuo to reposition out of the Vel'Koz's W. Vel'Koz is going for it. I'm just hitting the dude here. Hit the tower. A couple of them are dead. Try to dodge that. Vel'Koz still hurts. We get the heal. Okay, he hits the Q, goes in, kills the Vel'Koz. They go in on him. I flash, E over to him. Go for the knockup. Aphelios flashes. Hit with the Q. Lee Sin connects. Aphelios doesn't have flash anymore. Dies. Shield the Lee. Killed him with, I think, Ignite. How did I even kill him? I think I got him with Ignite. And then we just end the game. Yeah, it just took a couple of good team fights in there, and we were able to pull it off. Anyways, alright, cool. Well, thank y'all very much for tuning in. As always, I appreciate it. Had a nice night here, going 5-1. It's my auto attack after he left. I guess I was already in the motion. Anyways, alright, so thank y'all very much. I'll be back tomorrow around 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you then. And everyone have a good night.